What is going on, people of the internet? My name, of course, is Panther. Welcome your faces back to the channel once again. Today, I'm just going to be discussing my thoughts and feelings on Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That will be coming out in just a few weeks. Wow, it's going by so quick. I can't believe it's almost here. But yeah, let's just get in, discuss my thoughts and feelings, how I felt during the beta, and let's just dive right into this. Now, with Modern Warfare, I was very, very excited because I'm sick of the futuristic crap. You know, Black Ops 4... I was not a fan of, really just not at all. Wasn't a fan of multiplayer. Blackout is cool, but I'm not a battle royale type guy, and zombies, of course, was Black Ops 4 zombies. Kind of hit or miss depending on who you're talking to. But when Modern Warfare was announced, I was so stoked, so excited. We were going to be going back to the roots. We were going to have an old school feeling Call of Duty game. And then the Gunfight beta came out, or the Gunfight Alpha, excuse me, and that was super fun. I had so much fun on the 2v2 gunfight. It was incredible. I thought, man, you know, short time to kill, which is great. These maps are small, which feels good. You know, everything about the 2v2 I thought was perfect. I absolutely loved that mode. And then the beta comes, and I'm not gonna lie, this might trigger some people, but I don't think I like Modern Warfare. And that's really unfortunate because I really wanted to like this game. I played both weekends. I wasn't playing in the whole pre-order bonus type playlist. I guess I didn't get the access to the early days because I didn't pre-order the game because I kind of now just refuse to pre-order any video games. So I was just on the open beta days. And even then, it was still kind of a hot mess. So I don't know. Modern Warfare may just not be for me. It may just not be the game that I am suited to play. And that's totally fine. I'm not going to bitch at people and say like, hey, you shouldn't like this game because I don't like it. But, you know, I may have to just play another game of Black Ops 3 for another year or World War II. Or Ghosts, you know, I still love Ghosts, even though there's a small player base. I absolutely love Ghosts. But yeah, basically, some of my problems just relate a lot with the overall flow of each game. So I'm just going to kind of list off all of my problems here and just discuss them a little bit. So my biggest issue is the cluttered maps. Now, I thought that I was really going to enjoy the more realistic maps. You know, every place that you go, pretty much in the world, in the city, anywhere, there's a lot more clutter than what we're used to when we play video games. Most video games are designed to have open lanes so you can see down sight lines and try to mitigate camping, essentially. Where in Modern Warfare, it really pushes that, not campy playstyle, well, it kind of pushes a campy playstyle, and we'll get into that, but it pushes every single section in the map has to be filled with something. You can't really have an open lane. If there's an open street, there's got to be at least 4 or 5 cars in the way. So I'm not a big fan of that because it pushes people into buildings and then they just sit in the sight lines of the windows and just pick people off as they're running somewhere. It is very hard to play objectively when there are so many different overlooks that you have to be aware of because of how cluttered the maps are. Now, yeah, that's definitely a learning curve. You know, I can get better at the game and I can learn the maps better and I can learn where each individual target will be placed when I'm going for a specific objective. But that's just a learning curve, and it's not something that I'm used to. So that's definitely something I will adjust to, but it is a concern of mine nonetheless. Leading into that, man, I hate Azir Cave. That is a terrible map. If most maps are going to be designed like this, we're in for a rough year. I hate this map. It's so cluttered. I hate the lighting system that the game has, especially on this map, because it is so hard to see someone in any dark area. Half the map is covered, so kill streaks don't even do anything, and the outside portion of the map is just so in and out, ziggy-zaggy. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I think this is the worst map in Call of Duty history. I think this map is even worse than Stonehaven from Ghosts. Yeah, I'm saying it. Azir Cave is worse than Stonehaven from Ghosts. Oh man, I hate that map. Another thing, kill streaks will word camping along with the map layouts. So kind of leading into a new topic, I don't like kill streaks. Yes, they were cool back in the day. They were very nice, but we have evolved. We went into score streaks, which help people play the objective and push that objective play, where now we've gone and reverted back to everyone's just camping because they don't want to die and lose their streak. They won't play the objective because they won't get any extra score or points towards their streak for doing that. I think it's just a bad system. Yes, it was great in the other games because the other games had a different playstyle overall with just the community and player base, but nowadays, 2019, yeah, no, we gotta push some objective play. Otherwise, everyone's just gonna be sitting in a room with an LMG target finder. It's just a problem. So yeah, personally, I prefer score streaks, but again, that's something that I can kind of overcome. Then we're moving on to a big issue, which is the lag. Now, I don't know if maybe this was just me or what, but I saw a lot of people complaining that there were lag and netcoding issues. Now, this is really scary because the game was super close to launch while playing the beta. You know, it's coming out in just a few weeks. That wasn't really a beta, it was more of a marketing here, play our game a little bit early just to get people excited and try to get pre-orders up right before the game releases. I mean, the game was pretty much in a set solid state at the point of the beta. You know, not much was going to be able to be changed, and if the lag and netcoding is going to be this bad in the full release of the game, we are in for a rough year. It was so unenjoyable to me. You know, this game was the epitome of turn a corner and still get shot. It was the epitome of shoot first and die. It was bad. It was bad. I tried playing wireless, I tried playing wired, I tried to turn off everything that could use internet and just strictly run my PlayStation. Didn't work. There were still a lot of lag issues, and I get some pretty good internet now. You know, I used to get shitternet back at my parents' house, but since I've moved out and live in my own home, I get 100 up, 100 down, so it's pretty good. My ping is also at about 4, surprisingly. So, I mean, it's not my bad internet. I think it's just the netcoding and the connection of the game. I think it's just a problem. Maybe the servers weren't equipped to handle as much stress that there was. You know, World War II had this problem when it released, is that the servers were not prepared for the overload of players. So it may be a similar situation to that. Who knows? Hopefully that gets resolved. And now we're kind of going into a little bit lesser of territory here. And the next one is, if skill-based matchmaking is in the game, it needs to go. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Now, I did not perform well during the beta whatsoever. I'm not going to chalk it up to skill-based matchmaking because, again, of the previous problems, I think I just didn't enjoy the game, so I couldn't like it enough to want to be good. But if skill-based matchmaking is in the game, that was a big problem in previous Call of Duty games, and if it's in this game, it's definitely going to just destroy it. Skill-based matchmaking is terrible. It shouldn't be in there. It caters to the noobs. And I mean, how did we all become gods at Call of Duty? We were the noobs that were getting shit on, and we learned. So yeah, that's just something that needs to go. And spawns. Spawns are absolutely terrible. There were so many times when I was just spawning in, thought I was safe, I would run for 2 seconds, and suddenly I would get shot down by 4 guys. Like, the spawns are absolutely terrible. The one with like the freight trains, I'm just honestly calling it freight from Ghosts because it just kind of reminds me of that. That one has the worst spawns ever. It doesn't matter what side you're spawning in on, you are going to get shot at any point after you spawn in. 2 seconds after you spawn in, 1 second after you spawn in. There needs to be some spawn protection for like at least 5 to 10 seconds, maybe 7 seconds. Meet in the middle. 7.5 seconds of spawn protection I think would be fine. I think that would be great. There are a lot of different areas where you spawn in that still have quite a bit of area to go off of. Kind of like how in World War II, you know, you would spawn in more towards the middle of the map rather than the back of the map where it would be more safe to spawn in. So I think if they took that concept in Modern Warfare and just push you towards the back section of the maps that aren't being used and have that 7.5 second spawn protection, I think that'd be fine. I think that would fix the problem. But yeah, spawns are really bad. Like, this is the worst spawn system that I've ever seen in any Call of Duty game. And the overall map view fly-in, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's cool. You can kind of call out to your teammates if you're playing, but you have to be quick. You have to know exactly what you're talking about. Like, that's going to take probably a good 3 months before anyone is going to master the overhead fly spawn-in system. And now just some smaller problems. Ghost needs to activate when moving. Another problem that leads into the camping in this game is that Ghost is just permanently on. It needs to be Black Ops 2, basically just the recent Call of Duty games. It needs to be in that style where you have to be moving in order for it to work. Now, I don't mean, you know, just slightly moving around, slightly moving the left stick. No, I mean like you have to at least be going full walking speed in order for it to work. You know, Black Ops 3 was kind of crazy. Black Ops 3, you had to be sprinting for it to work. I thought that was a little too far. I think if you're just going the max walking speed, that's fine. That would fix the problem a lot. The next thing is that the screen is way too cluttered when something happens. You know, if you rank up, you kill someone, the screen just becomes overbearingly cluttered. I think the heads-up display is fine where it is, but I think we need options to select what we want to turn on and turn off to keep the screen from being cluttered. We got the minimap back, but now the compass is still huge, so I think the compass needs to be scaled back, but again, I just think we need to have customizable heads-up display options. I think that would just be the best of both worlds. And lastly, peeking doors. Peeking doors is really shit. You can go up to a closed door and you can just slightly peek out and kill people. There was a spot on one of the maps, I can't remember it exactly, but there was a huge overlook into the spawn, and if you peeked the door, you could just shoot right into the spawn and no one could really kill you because you had such a big sightline on them, and they had to have very precise aim to know exactly where you were. So I think peeking doors should just go. I think that's just a terrible mistake, and I think it should just go. So yeah, overall, I'm a little concerned for Modern Warfare. I know it's going to be a good game. A lot of people seem to love it. I don't know if it's the game for me, so hopefully I can force myself to like this game, but if I have to force myself to like something, I typically won't at all. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Tell me like a Hellcat.